taken this morning. But before we do that, there's a statement earlier on from IMF. We listened to this statement from IMF where it says that IMF telling federal government to stop electricity subsidy, and also indicating that there's implicit fuel subsidy or electricity subsidy arrangement in place, whereas the federal government is telling us that, oh no, there is no longer any subsidy of any sort. All right, so we're just going to quickly look at this. Yes, we just quickly listen to this audio as regards the revenue drive of the country at this time now, the revenue drive or the federal government at this time now, and how it translates to the livelihood of the people, or how it translates to the lifestyle, the standard of living of the people of the country. So just a very quick one. So apologies to take you off the focal points a bit. We'll just quickly listen to it, and then when we come back, we then go full throttle as regards the focal points of the day, because one way or the other it relates, especially with the statement coming from IMF that export has dropped or export has limped. The revenue coming from exports, we're trying to diversify away from being an oil-dependent country. So in order to do that, we have to look at other means, but then making money from that has really dwindled in recent times. So just very, very quickly, we'll listen to this audio clip as regards, tax drive or revenue generation or the government, and how it affects or impacts the people. All right, so please stay with us. This is still Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll be right back.
Nice idea, but it won't help. It'll just formalize the reality that poor countries can never repay their loans.
Senator, are you saying that you're opposed to debt relief for impoverished countries?
No, we should forgive the debts, but that's not going to help those countries very much.
Okay. What will?
Tax cuts. Some African tax rates are the highest in the world. In Tanzania, the 30% rate kicks in at $475 of income. Plus, they have a 20% value-added tax. It gets added to everything you buy. Those high tax rates make it impossible to build capital in those countries. So nothing gets built, not factories, not roads, not anything. Poor African countries have the lowest wage workers in the world. And yet a company like Nike, for instance, can't put a factory in one of those countries because of the oppressive tax rates. Taxes have killed any possibility of economic development. They've killed any hope of these countries ever helping themselves, and that leaves them completely at the mercy of charity and loans. And here's the worst part. Do you know why those countries have such high tax rates? Because of us. To show us that they can raise enough money to pay back their loans. But taxes can't raise any more our good intentions toward economic depression. If we don't urge those countries to cut their tax rates, they will never grow their economies. People will live lifetimes of unemployment. Disease will be rampant. Poverty will be permanent. And children will be hungry. And our charity will never be enough. Never.
You are listening to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Good morning.
Thank you for staying with us. That, I'm sure a lot of us who are familiar with the TV series will be familiar with Senator Arnold Vinnick, a fictional U.S. senator, of course, in a TV series. But what he was saying is very, very, very totally relatable and very explicit as regards what, the Western world or the idea of neocolonialism, on a lot of struggling African countries at this time, especially knowing that, corruption index is really high, that taking advantage of the fact that, okay, all of the stipends or whatever it is, the billions of dollars that they keep borrowing our country, at the end of the day, remember, when IMF was saying something as regards, debt sustainability.
Yeah.
In order for us to sustain our debts, we have to tax the people so that we can keep paying more money that we borrow. So we borrow all of these monies, and then we build a 700-kilometer road that will not be ready in the next 8 years, or may not even be ready in the next 20-something years.
Of course, yes.
And then we borrow money as well to build car parks for our senators, because of course they are so important and nothing must happen to them. And then we also borrow money to relocate all of the presidential villas in the country. There's just a lot that we borrow money for.
Look at what the oil company, the Okomo oil company,
the Banga oil company, yes, the palm oil company saying that, we pay billions,
12 billion every month, every year, in taxes annually.
Yes,
and there's nothing.
12 billion annually.
We repair our roads.
They are still the one that have to repair their roads.
We provide security for our staff. They're still kidnapping.
So, looking at all of this, the revenue drive of this,
and that oil company is saying that they may be leaving the country if we're not careful.
Well, they will leave.
They are saying they are tired.
They will leave. Well, they are speaking out. They will leave.
The way that was how GSK left.
These are not. It's not working. They're already speaking out. So we're going to juxtapose this against the statement of former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying that Nigeria, yes, is a complex country. We have so many peculiarities. We can't compare ourselves to because people will come on now. But this country pays this country pays that. Why is it not so difficult for them? But then, yes, do you agree that Nigeria may be a complex country, but it's not difficult to govern if only we can just look at our own peculiarities, what is applicable to us as Nigeria, where we have over 200 languages, where we have 6 geopolitical zones, where we have religious biases, where we have political parties that may or may not have ideologies, but so many peculiarities in this country. Working with it would make one way or the other us to move forward as a country. So what do you think of the statement of former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying Nigeria is complex but not difficult to govern? Then we'd also look at electricity tariff hike. Labor union will be going to protest, picketing the NERC office. So last week, Ikeja DC and some other DCs, about 9 of them, came together and dropped the tariff from 225 per kilowatt an hour to 206 per kilowatt an hour. But Nigerians are still saying that it is still too high. A total reversal back to the 68 naira per kilowatt an hour is what we want. We don't want, a drop from 225 to 206. So now, do you support the protest by labor union and their call for reversal? Do you think it will be reversible, just as the cybersecurity levy was reversible, thankfully? And, there's now an embargo on that particular policy, the cybersecurity levy policy. So do we think it is possible that if we can have that, maybe the government can actually also look at the electricity tariff hike away from Minister Adebayo Adelabu's interesting statements in recent times? And what do you make of the effects on the organized private and manufacturing sector? So energy prices soared by 70%. That's the major headline on the front page of The Guardian. And businesses, average energy supply to manufacturers has dropped to what manufacturers get now is about 8 hours or so per day. Okay. And then they have to pay so much for that little. All right, so you're basically paying almost for blackout. And then you also have diesel as well, which a lot of manufacturers one way or the other still need because of logistics and all. So diesel in the first quarter 2023 was about 800 naira per liter, but now we're talking 1,600 naira per liter. So it is a serious hustle. It is a serious challenge for a lot of organized private and manufacturing sector people. So what do you make of the effects of this electricity tariff hike, especially for giant manufacturing companies who without power they cannot do anything? Okay. And finally, what do you make of the call by IMF that electricity subsidy must be removed fully? Because now they are saying that one way or the other there's implicit subsidy being paid
on fuel and electricity.
And let's not forget Uncle Bram Malam Nasir El-Rufai a month or so ago also came forward and said there's still fuel subsidy.
Yeah, he put a figure to it, 8 trillion naira in 8 months. Yeah,
but the federal government said last year that it was just intervention. subsidy itself is an intervention. But it's all semantics, it's English. But so let's just go into it. As regards this tariff labor demanding reversal, do you support the protest? Do you think it will be reversible? What do you make of the effects on organized private and manufacturing sector? And what about the call by IMF that electricity subsidy must be removed fully? And also, let's not forget very quickly, former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying, yes, Nigeria may be a complex country, but it's not difficult to govern. Let's have a conversation. But before that, of course, Fouad Said, very quickly.
Well, again, Sandra, I think the way all of those things have been put together speaks to what we've been saying, basically, that, you guided me earlier in the morning that I should just take the words
The
of
message.
and just take the message. And I agree completely with what Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has said. It's a complex country, but I think our complexities, those things that make the country complex, should be an advantage, really, if we have purposeful leadership. We are not the only complex country in the world, Sandra. There are far, far more complex countries in the world that are thriving. They've been able to take advantage of their diversity, their population, their huge wealth, and even their political interest to structure it in a way that, engenders development and growth for their country. So, but again, that would require a leadership that is intended to really solve the problem. You have the doctrine of motion without movement. You pretend to want to solve the problem, whereas in reality you are not even trying to solve anything. And that's about legacy, really. What is the legacy as a leader? What is your legacy? What do you want to leave behind? That's in itself will guide how you're going to run the country, what it thinks you're going to do, really. If your legacy is to build a political empire, so that after 4 years, you get a second term, and then after the second term, you also become a form of godfather that begins to impose people on the country. What you would do is to only concentrate on the political circle, the political class, and begin to fan their embers, begin to, subscribe to their intentions and interests. But if you're a leader that, look, the mandate is to serve the people, I want to, give the dividends of democracy to them, you're going to concentrate more, you understand, on the things that are going to better the lives of the people, and are going to take advantage of all of those complexities, turn it around for the betterment of the people. So I agree with Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Yes, it's a complex country, but if you look at the resources God has given to us, the opportunity, even the human capital endowment, Sandra, yes. Nigerians are we are fantastic people,
most resilient people I've ever seen.
You see Nigerians, they will tell you, if you go to anywhere in the world, no matter how remote the place is, and you don't see a Nigerian, run away from that place. We go into some of the most obscure places in the world and thrive. And then, our talent is out there for people to see. You see our doctors making great exploits, all over the world. Nigerians in the science, they keep doing great things. So that's the story of Nigeria. But unfortunately, where's the leadership to drive that story to glory, to the glory land? So, and then on the issue of the manufacturing sector, the economy, the issue of the labor, I've said it. I don't know. Nobody trusts the labor movement again, really, because there are times when I'd expected them to have done something more positive, really, to arrest the situation, and they've not done that, really. They keep blowing hot air, and as far as I'm concerned, as a Nigerian today, the issue of electricity tariff, if they are able to do what they want to do and see it reversed, so be it. But I think that it's more about Nigerians now taking their destinies in their own hands. Man is an architect of his own destiny, and I think Nigerians should sit back and begin to fashion a way to live through this period by taking care of themselves. I keep saying it, really. But the reality is what we are seeing now. All of the economic abracadabra from May 29, 2023 till today, we have now seen the results. Subsidy is gone. Oh, we are floating the naira. Oh, aggressive revenue drive, blah, 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 and all of those things. Today, at least over the weekend, the Bloomberg reporter said that, look, our currency is the worst performing currency in the world. Sandra, our currency is even worse now than the Cotonou CFA. Now, I think 1,000 naira would just exchange about maybe 400 CFA or 500 CFA.
That's really unfortunate.
That's really unfortunate. And look at the dollar. We have not really been able to do anything about it. And in the midst of all of those chaos and crises, Sandra, we are still on a spree of wasteful spendings, misappropriation of funds. And that's why people are saying that, look, we should begin to even check our priorities. Is the coastal road the most important thing to us at this time, or there are other things that could have more positive effect on the people? Those are the questions, really.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Said, for hard aptly put. Of course, we are all passionate towards, nation building, towards development of this country. And that's why we have to keep talking. And the platform is here for you. The phone line is open, 0913 6000 410. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call to join the conversation. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your comments there as well. For WhatsApp, that's 0913-6000-430. That's for WhatsApp messages. 0913-6000-430. So let's have a conversation. You have just 2 minutes. Please keep things clean, and let's see how we can get on. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. You're listening to Mainland Focus. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Pastor Badanosi.
Okay.
I've been listening to the discussion.
All right.
Yes, Nigeria is a very complex country. But I think also in the north, they have some cultural values that cannot be tampered with, at least for now. And if that is the issue, I think it's difficult because, you see, the religion plays a very big role in that aspect. Even if you have any values, because of the values they believe in, and you cannot say that point. So saying that it's complex but not difficult to govern, yes, the bottom line is development. But when you want to develop, you find all these obstacles. What the country is, that is very urgent, and we have a lot of deficit in that. And when we borrow money for infrastructure, the people that we borrow money from, they demand that we should meet certain economic conditionalities, like the IMF now being a supervisor. The IMF has been supervising this country over time, and they've been dictating that if you borrow money from certain consortium, you must pay back. You don't have to say you don't want to pay back. So they engage IMF to the kind of a control mechanism to make sure that they will pay back. So I don't know if it's a dilemma. Are we going to stop development, infrastructural development, and concentrate on giving our people subsidy or whatever? So I don't think there's any. It's a dilemma. That's the way I look at it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Pastor Badanosi, I appreciate. It is a dilemma, but.
Hello, Sister Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Peter.
Ogami Fuad. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Honestly, the statement of OBASANJO is very apt at this moment. You know, that's why when some people say, oh, Nigeria is so complex that even if you bring an angel, he will not succeed. I say, Longba. Nigerians are very easy people to lead. Let me tell you, there was a time I did not bother to know who is the president of Nigeria. I didn't bother to know who is the minister of where and what. Why? Because when I go to shop in the morning, I open my shop, I put on my bulb, and the bulbs were on. There was a time after about 2 weeks, I would just bring out my generator and say, okay, let me warm this generator. I warm it, I keep it, I don't use it. What am I saying here? Nigeria is very, very easy to govern if you are honest and truthful. I will not bother about how much we are spending on National Assembly. If I get light, I get fuel, and then I get security, I go about my business as we were doing before. You know that Nigerians never bother the government, whether state or federal, because once your business is moving. I used to have about 4 workers, 2 will come in the morning and 2 will come in the afternoon. And I will have more than 3 apprentices. Today, I am alone in the studio. I don't have anyone. Why? Like the manufacturers are complaining. So also we, the small-scale entrepreneurs, are complaining. Our business have been killed by all these policies of the government. Look at what the IMF is coming with. Not interested in the workability of Nigerian economy. Just the money that they will get. And look at what the government is doing. People don't have light. Since yesterday I came back from church, I didn't have light to download my work and get the people that need their passport this morning. And then, why wouldn't Nigeria be difficult now? When we have people that are leading us are not honest, they are stealing money up and down, they can't catch anybody and sentence and recover the money like the military were doing. So for me, everything I'm tying together here. Give us light, give us fuel, and give us security. We won't bother the government and we will live our life. But this is the reverse. Very unfortunate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. Appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra. Good morning for John.
Good morning, Mr. John.
So, Sandra, I would disagree with Mr. Obasanjo on some certain points.
Okay.
Nigeria is difficult to govern. Why did it's not difficult to govern? Why did he privatize NEPA? Why did he sell Nigeria Airways? Why did he sell NPA? With me?
I'm with you. We're with you.
Hello?
We are with you.
Why did Nigeria did not possess this telecommunication industry? Why did United go into oblivion? Why did Oluwadra not functioning become obsolete? Nero we don't do. I can why is exile? Why did exile folded or where is butter? Cocoa? Why I can mention everything? Why did he not do refineries? Why did he pour money into refineries and the refineries are not?
You're talking about under his government, right? When he was in power.
Yes. What? Yes.
No, Sandra said I should not talk about his government. I should just take the message.
No. This is not the right time to throw away the bad water together with it. We have to take the messenger into custody. And yes, now because it is the messenger that is the truth.
The focus is nation building. We are trying to get better, but if we
listen, why the foundation is not
ruin the foundation. Let's hear.
So that make all these companies.
Mr. John, is Nigeria a difficult conversation? And also as regards the protest of labor unions, as regards the electricity tariff hike. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Comrade Andrew from Ikeja.
All right.
I didn't get that. Yeah. Mr. Andrew.
Okay, Comrade Andrew.
Comrade Andrew. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, Sandra and Fuad.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. I'm on the note that Nigeria is complex, but not too difficult to govern. I want to make reference to the late Yar'Adua. When Yar'Adua came into leadership, with all the privatization of the national assets that we have or whatever thing that has transpired, I think within the 1 year, 6 months that he ruled this nation, every Nigerian citizen felt the impact of his leadership on the positive side, if I'm not mistaken. So was the complexity not there? But yes, he was able to govern the country perfectly and make life meaningful and bearable for the Nigerian child. And then, 2, labor. I want to categorically tell Labour that they have failed because they don't know the person they are dealing with. They don't know who the president is. If they really want to take their protest and make it successful, they should readjust themselves. Because the president is somebody that can be able to use whatever thing to get what he wants. And so that is what he has been doing to deflate all their protests they have been organizing. Which one? Register success. There is no one. So I strongly believe that even this one that they have started, it will not be successful. By tomorrow, don't be surprised. Tomorrow, before evening, they will say, we have done this, and the protest should be suspended. Is it that kind of a thing? So Labour don't know the person they are dealing with. They should sit up and then readjust themselves and restructure whatever they have within themselves before they can succeed any protest they want to carry out in Nigeria.
Right.
Now, on the issue of election, IMF knows what they are doing. You know, it's just like when you have something in your palm that you don't want somebody to see. The person may slap you, but you will not open that palm because of what? You don't want him to know what is in your palm. That is what is happening in Nigeria. When you don't get into power legitimately, the people that are there to threaten you, they always threaten you with illegality that will inflict pain on your citizens. And that is exactly what IMF is doing with Nigeria. Whatever. I want to tell Nigerians that I always listen on the mainland that change is the law of life. Those that count on the future and the present are certainly there to miss it. So we should not count on Obasanjo say assets. So Nigeria is a complex country that you cannot govern. Assets have been sold, but yet if you have somebody, he can rule the country perfectly to the benefit of the citizens. Thank you so much and God bless you.
And you as well. Thank you very much, Comrade Andrew. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call to join the conversation. It's 8 minutes past 9. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. Labour protests against electricity tariff hike and statement from former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying Nigeria may be a difficult country, but not too difficult to govern. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Professor Koboko.
When they say export have dropped, I don't feel like
pretty soon we will start importing toothpick. Let me tell you, we have land that can feed the whole world from about Tokene from Ota, Johnson to Badagry side, to make some of the few. So, concerning what the best former president said, Nigeria is complex, we know, but our problem is confusion that the sister and you and me no partake in writing. 2, lack of restructuring, lack of state police, and this nepotism and the round-off and the coupled with the INEC. The president stop and appointing INEC German will continue like this. Concerning IMF, this is what I think as a new colonialism. We are not in autarky, AUTORUCY, autarky. We are not in autarky as in self-governance, self-complete sovereignty. We are still living under by force IMF. Why are they telling us that they should do a mixed subsidy? What do you consider them? What do you consider them? It's because of the no NEPA that is shutting down factories that make us we are not exporting. IMF is telling us that we by force. Let them leave us alone. I support to labor. If they don't invite back to that our money we pay before 50 naira, let the labor picket because they are advancing. I support that. I know that they were toothless and toothful, but now they are now complete toothful. I support them. Let them picket labor when they want the fight back.
Thank you, bro.
My friend directly in container because I cause of kicking.
Thank you very much, Comrade Koboko. We appreciate.
Autarky, I don't know. Really.
I don't know. I tried to write down what he was saying.
Spelling.
The spelling that he gave, but I still don't get. I don't get that.
Maybe
it's
a
colloquial. Yes, it's a colloquial word.
He coined his own word. Yeah,
it's fine.
Decide to
totally
do that.
fine.
You know? It's a professor.
I picked interest from the statement he made as regards. He said it's to him, best former president. And I looked at Fuad. I just felt
he has a right to, his own rating standards may be different from how I rate leaders, So if President Koboko is rating the former President Obasanjo as the best of the recent time, it's within his right to do
09136.
You want to know my own ratings?
No, I do not. I definitely 100% do not want to know your rating. 091364010. Hello, good morning. Please turn off your radio. Please turn off your radio.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
The minister calling from Shumon.
All right, sir.
Please go on.
Firstly, I would want to say if Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, has not been able to be the president, mostly we from the West, majority will be saying, if we know, if he has been there, things will change. If he has been there, things will change. Now he is there, he's performing woefully. This is a year of his governance. Nothing to show off. Secondly, the issue of labor. I pray they will succeed because the hike in this electricity tariff is so much, my sister. It's so much. It's telling on people. How can you be buying something for just 39 units, 15 units for 1,000, and you're not buying it for 5,000? What you're loading for 20,000, you're not loading it for 20,000. You're not loading it for 100,000. It's so much. The pay is on the neck of the people. It's so much. People cannot even use light any longer. Secondly, we should just cooperate with labor this time around to make sure this tariff is dropped. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. 0913-6000-410. It is actually a lot on the average Nigerian. Okay, 0913-6000-410. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Please turn off your radio set.
Hello.
Yeah,
yes,
perfect
I'm with
now.
you.
Yeah, this is Ido from Mefo.
All right, sir.
All right, Mr. Ido, please go.
The evil seed planted by Babangida in 1986 has fully grown, and we are reaping the harvest in a serious way. But IMF World Bank with the combination of US, UK, and France told Babangida to develop our currency and sell our patrimony, that is, all our assets. Now, all the manufacturing hub has gone. Okuiboku is gone. Anunosote is gone. Everything is gone. Michelin is gone. We are now importing everything. All the leaders we have are not competent. They are insincere and they are not patriotic. We should beg, whenever we go to our various places to pray, we should pray to God to give us leaders that Chepopapa Mawolowo, General Yakubu Gowon, General Tunde Idiagbo, and Alhaji Umar Musa Yar'Adua. All the leaders we have are agents of imperialism. And agents of imperialism cannot develop a country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, 0913.
What you mentioned about Babangida's regime, he brought in this imperialism, really. He started all of these structural adjustments program, devalue your currency, all of those IMF prescriptions. Here we are today, like the last caller just said. Look at where we are today.
15 minutes past 9, and we'll take some messages from Facebook as we progress further on Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. I have here Tochukwu Adele. Look, the message has already gone across every nook and cranny of the political space that it should not be voted for if he's handpicked again and forced on the people by the incumbent, or vote him and stampede governance throughout the 4 years tenure. This is what's going on here.
It's a bit disjointed, right?
I don't know what this is about, but good morning. It's okay. Look, it's not too complex to govern Nigeria. It is about the philosophy with which the leaders govern. Their philosophy is wrong. It is to build to fail.